Hey guys, STTM here, and in today's video, we are going to be improving the Tennessee Titans. So yeah, guys, but before we get into it, make sure you like, subscribe, put on notifications, comment on the video, as it lets me know what you think, gets me more recommended, and if you put on notifications, you will literally be updated on the latest STTM videos, and I'll just appreciate it. So enough with the Japanese, and let's get straight into the video. Bow! Okay, so the depth chart. Our starting quarterback is Will Levis, and then we got Mason Rudolph as our only backup. For the running backs, we have Tony Pollard, Tyjae Spears, Julius Chestnut, and Joshua Kelly. Wide receiver 1, Calvin Ridley. Wide receiver 2, Nick Westbrook-Ikhine. Wide receiver 3, Tyler Boyd. Wide receiver 4, Mason Kinsey. Wide receiver 5, Treylon Burks. Wide receiver 6, Bryce Oliver. Wide receiver 7, Tay Martin. Wide receiver 8, Jaquan Jackson. Wide receiver 9, Stanley Morgan Jr., and wide receiver 10, Colton Dowell. Yeah, this team needs to fix that wide receiver room. It's clogged. Tight ends, we're going to have Chig Okonkwo, Nick Vannett, and David Martin Robinson. And for the fullback position, we're going to use Josh Weil. Left tackle, starting one is J.C. Latham, and then we also got John Ojukwu and Chandler Brewer. Left guards, we have Peter Skoronski starting, then Logan Bruss and Arlington Hambright. Centers, we have Lloyd Cushenberry III, Daniel Brunskill, and Corey Levin. Right guards, Dylan Reduns and Andrew Rupkich. And right tackles, we got Jalen Duncan starting with Nicholas Petit-Frere and Isaiah Prince. Left ends, we have Sebastian Joseph Day, TK McClendon, James Lynch, and Isaiah Aiton. Defensive tackles, we have Tavondre Sweat, Keandre Coburn, Otis Reese IV, and Kyron Johnson. Right ends, we have Jeffrey Simmons, Abdullah Anderson, Marlon Davidson, and McTelvin Agam, I think that's how you say that. For linebackers, ranked from best to worst, we have Harold Landry III, Kenneth Murray Jr., Jerome Baker, Arden Key, Jalen Harrell, James Williams, Luke Gifford, Ali Gay, Jack Gibbons, Cedric Gray, Raekwon McMillan, and Curtis Bolton III. And we also got Khalid Duke, and I think I already mentioned Jalen Harrell. Corners on the left, our left starter is Chidobe Awuzie, and our right starter is L'Jarius Sneed. And then for the bench of those positions, we're going to have Justin Hardy Sr., Gabe Judy Lawley, and Daryl Baker Jr. Our strong safeties, our starting one is Amani Hooker, and we also got Kendall Brooks and Travarius Owens. Our starting free safety is Quandre Diggs, and we also have Daryl Worley and Mike Brown. Kickers, Nick Folk. Punter, Ryan Stonehouse. Kick returner, Julius Chestnut, and punt returner, Mason Kinsey. There will be no retirements, and Brian Callahan is going to get a second chance as our head coach. So, we are now at free agency. The players we are keeping: linebacker, Jerome Baker; wide receiver, Tyler Boyd; wide receiver, Nick Westbrook-Ikhine; running back, Julius Chestnut; cornerback, Daryl Baker Jr., and defensive tackle, actually, I think he's an edge rusher, TK McClendon Jr. Yes, he is an edge rusher. TK McClendon is an edge rusher. Notable players we aren't keeping: Sebastian Joseph Day, we need to save money. Quandre Diggs, he is aging and hasn't been helpful at all. Mason Rudolph, we need to fix the quarterback room anyway, so bye Mason Rudolph. Dylan Reduns, he hasn't helped the Titans at all. James Lynch isn't a good player for us, and we can really use better backups. Jack Gibbons, we need to clear the linebacker room. Mike Brown, we need to clear the safety room. Otis Reese IV, we need to clear the defensive tackle room. Keandre Coburn, same with Otis Reese IV. Isaiah Prince, he doesn't do anything, so he gets cut. Arlington Hambright, same with Isaiah Prince's reason on why he gets cut. Jaquan Jackson, same with Arlington Hambright and Isaiah Prince's reason. Stanley Morgan Jr., same with Jaquan Jackson's reason and Arlington Hambright and Isaiah Prince's reason. Curtis Bolton III, he gets cut due to him not being that useful to the Titans. Tay Martin, we need to clear the wide receiver room. Colton Dowell, same with Tay Martin. And Joshua Kelly doesn't do much for us, so we cut him. Players we signed: wide receiver, Tyreek Hill; offensive guard, Austin Corbett; quarterback, Jarrett Stidham; and defensive tackle, Javon Kinlaw. Trades we made: we trade Treylon Burks and Bryce Oliver to the Giants for a sixth rounder and a 7th round pick. We trade Tyler Boyd to Miami for a 2nd round pick and Zach Sealer. We trade Cash, one of our 2nd round picks, Nick Westbrook-Ikhine, and a 5th rounder for Jalen Waddle, and we trade Will Levis to the Colts for a 4th round pick. Now, our draft class. Quarterback is going to be Cam Ward out of Miami, Florida. Safety is going to be Malachi Starks out of Georgia. We get Starks due to trading up our 2nd from the Dolphins. Defensive tackle is going to be Omar Norman Lott from Tennessee. Not quarterback. A cornerback is going to be Maxwell Harrison out of Kentucky. Wide receiver, Nick Nash out of San Jose State. Cornerback, Zy Alexander out of LSU. Wide receiver, Pat Alexander. Quarterback, Kyle McCord out of Syracuse. And quarterback, Brady Cook out of Missouri. Notable undrafted players, Jaheim Singletary out of Arkansas. Keon Zipperer out of Florida, which Jaheim Singletary is a cornerback and Keon Zipper is a tight end. Running back, Naquan Wright out of South Florida. Defensive tackle, DeBraylon Carroll out of Texas Tech. And defensive tackle, Tyreek Sapp out of Florida. So, new roster. Our starting quarterback is going to be Cam Ward. And then our backups are going to be Jarrett Stidham, Kyle McCord, and Brady Cook. Our running backs, starting one is going to be Tony Pollard. And then we're also going to have Tyjae Spears, Julius Chestnut, and Naquan Wright. Wide receiver 1 is Tyreek Hill. Wide receiver 2, Jalen Waddle. Wide receiver 3, Calvin Ridley. Wide receiver 4 is Nick Nash. Wide receiver 5 is Mason Kinsey. And wide receiver 6 is Pat Bryant. The tight end room, tight end 1 is Chig Okonkwo. Tight end 2, Nick Vannett. Tight end 3, David Martin Robinson. And tight end 4, Keon Zipperer. And fullback is still Josh Weil. Our left tackle room is the same as J.C. Latham is starting. And then we're also going to have John Ojukwu and Chandler Brewer. Left guards, Peter Skoronski still starting, and for the backups, it's only Logan Bruss. Centers are Lloyd Cushenberry III, and our backup center is Corey Levin. For the right guard, our starting right guard is going to be Austin Corbett, and then Daniel Brunskill and Andrew Rupkich are going to be our backups. For right tackle, we're still going to have Jalen Duncan starting with Nicholas Petit-Frere as the backup. Left ends. Starting left end is Zach Seiler. And then TK McClendon and Isaiah Aiton are the backups. For the defensive tackle, we have Tavondre Sweat, Omar Norman Lott, Javon Kinlaw, DeBraylon Carroll, and Tyreek Sapp. Right end room is still the exact same. Jeffrey Simmons starting with Abdullah Anderson, Marlon Davidson, and Mick Telvin Agam. Linebackers from worst to best, Harold Landry, Kenneth Murray Jr., Jerome Baker, Arden Key, Ali Gay, Raekwon McMillan, Luke Gifford, Cedric Gray, Jalen Harrell, and Khalid Duke. For the corners, our right is going to be L'Jarius Sneed, and then Chidobe Awuzie on the left with Justin Hardy Sr., Gabe Judy Lally, Daryl Baker Jr., and Jaheim Singletary as the backups. For the strong safety, we're going to have Amani Hooker still starting with Kendall Brooks and Javarius Owens as backups. Then for free safety, Malachi Starks is starting with Daryl Worley as the backup. And then for nickelbacks, we're going to have 3 of them. We're going to have Roger McCreary, Maxwell Hairston, and Zy Alexander. Kicker is still going to be Nick Folk. Ryan Stonehouse is still the punter. And then kick returner is Jalen Waddle. And then punt returner is Tyreek Hill. So that is the new and improved Tennessee Titans roster. Let me know what you think as STTM is out. See y'all next time. Road to 500 subs!